I don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth, don't play favors, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true. Had a little bit of issue with it. I said, say it again, and he did. Right hook some of them. He hit him. He fell. He did him? Yeah.
This is Cory Ellis Pooh Holes, a 27-year-old Dunkin Donuts manager with no criminal record. He just landed a deadly blow on a 77-year-old man, and that singular act was just enough to ruin his clean records, claim the life of a man, and earn him significant charges. On May 4th, 2021, just after 1:30 p.m., Tampa police were called to a Dunkin Donuts inside a Circle K in the Palm River area of Tampa. When officers arrived, medics were already treating the victim, 77-year-old Vanel Cook, who was unconscious and bleeding from the head.
I think you already figured out what's going on here. I'm going to use one word: emotional. It never pays to be emotional. Never. It will never, especially if you're a man. If you're a man and emotionality is your run to, eventually it's going to catch up to you. I'm telling you now. And it may not catch up to you in the way that you can get out of it unscathed. Don't say you weren't warned. And also, viewer discretion is advised.
I came in through your truck. We can see our driving notification and stuff. One of the employees. And I guess it's spilled, and I remember an interview was. Yeah, he was talking to the street in Florida, 33619.
Hey, I don't know what happened. I was there. He was actually there. Don't check the deal. He was
Which kid? He has heart problems. He's 100% disabled. Disabled veteran. Disabled veteran. He's got allergies. He's seen allergy test. What do you have?
Almost immediately, Cory Pooh Holes approached the officers and told them he was the man they were looking for. Calm and cooperative, he explained exactly what happened.
So first and foremost, let me just say my name is Cory Ellis Pooh Holes. I am the guy you were looking for in regards to this situation. The long and short of it is that here obviously at Dunkin, he's a regular. He normally comes through here and orders a large hot coffee. But today, maybe he's having a rough day or something, and he decided to be extremely profound at the mouth. And I asked him respectfully on the microphone, could you please not use that kind of language, obviously with me and my employees. And as well as that, and he said no. And then he came around to the window. He kept going at the window. And then I guess he was going to come inside. So I came inside. I came on this side to let him know. He asked for the manager. Our current store manager is off already. She worked morning shift, and she's currently otherwise here. So I would be for the senior shift. I've been here a little bit longer than he has, so I was reserved responsibility for that. In any case, I came out to let him know. I said, listen, sir, with the profanity that you use, I would highly recommend that you go on about your business. We don't want to serve you any coffee today. Maybe you try again another day, but you have clearly upset, you feel me, the atmosphere here, and we would like for you to go on about your business. I asked him to do that repetitively. It's all on camera. As I mentioned, he came inside, and when he came inside, he addressed me, and he was looking. I said, hey, listen, the manager's not here right now. I'll give you the manager's store number and all that good stuff. And he didn't want it, and I said, sir, well, can you please go on about your business again and have a good day? He said, no, you're a nigger. And then I said, and I'm sorry, I had a little bit of issue with it. I said, say it again, and he did.
People hear me out. I'm black. I didn't know if you knew that. Some people have told me I'm not, but I've checked. I checked recently, and turns out they were wrong. I am indeed a black man, and that is something I cannot get rid of, man. No matter how much people think I have privileges of other kinds, I don't. I've been this way my entire life, and it's almost to 50 now. That's crazy. But I can tell you this, that particular grouping of words towards me thankfully, has never brought out a visceral reaction to where I feel like the word itself should require me putting my hands upon their person. I don't think it's ever happened. I think, in fact, the majority of the time I realize I say, you know what, that's what they feel. And so cool. Now, if, however, their wording was accompanied by them putting hands on me first, we have a different conversation. But from what he just said, he was out there, you were behind, he said effing N-word, and you said, say it again. Now, it sounds like the customer is always right to me because you told him to, and he said, bet, and he did. You never warned him that something would happen. You just said, say it again. So he's angry. You know him. Say it again. He did that. Maybe there's more. Maybe something else happened. Maybe something. I'm missing something.
Right hook, send it down.
So it goes without being said that you can't hit somebody because they say something you don't like.
I very
Doesn't matter.
well.
I'm just telling you, brother.
No. I agree. Believe me. I'm terrified right now, but I agree with what you're saying. You shouldn't. I have had a fit of racism since I've only been here about 2 months, and I've dealt with so much of it. And I'm not saying that is a reason to do it. I'm not.
I got people that say a bunch of hateful and horrible stuff to me every single day. For the past 16 years, I let it go in one ear and out the other. It ain't gonna hurt you. This will get you in trouble. Not gonna get you arrested, but I mean, dude, you hit him and he fell down.
No, it will get him arrested. They just don't know it yet. We have the benefit of hindsight, and the hindsight is you going to jail over the N-word. Slight conversation to black people out there. Do not let that word be of such relevance to you that you decide to throw away what freedoms you do have because you are not adult enough to handle it. Just some words of wisdom. Look, it's done me well for the last 40 plus years. Just think of it if you want. I think they call me Unc now. I think that's the title I'm at. Unc. I ain't at an old head yet. I'm at the Unc level. I think, y'all can correct me. I think I'm in the Unc range. Take it from an Unc. Just let it slide. Water, duck back. Woo! Just let it slide, bro. It's not that big a deal. That's just what they think. It ain't identifying you. You know better, right? So let it slide.
Yeah, and he hit his head pretty good.
And he should have never said what he said, but guess what? That's the country we live in. You say what you want to say.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, like you're saying, dude, get the freak out.
Yeah.
Slipped and fall, pushed and fell.
Right hook and fell. My apologies for the.
He was hit and he fell down.
Keep it down on this other. You hit him. You punch him in his face.
I'm not one to run from what I've done.
No, you're fine.
And again, he's a regular, so I honestly feel like out this situation.
All right, no worries. Some guys have to go last.
Yes, sir. You should take it easy.
Howdy. Gentleman came in, was being very rude to this gentleman, which is the on-duty manager.
Acting manager for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Said some few expletives, and he hit him, and he fell.
He hit him?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get his information yet or no?
I have not. I just came in and
That's his grandson that's with him, though.
Okay.
That is his
Oh,
grandson.
boy.
I'm just talking with them information if necessary.
so
Okay.
yeah. You want to grab his 43?
I have. We do have surveillance. However, when the boss leaves, she locks the.
That's fine.
Yeah, she locks. The
So here's reality of what could happen.
yeah.
If you charge a battery, yeah, you could be charged a battery.
Right.
That's after we speak with him and see what's going on.
I'm aware. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get onto you, man.
Yeah. No.
You can't let, and I'm telling you this from here on out, you can't let what somebody says anger you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I deal with it and I let it go on. I mean, people say nasty and hateful stuff to him and I. Just
Believe
because
me,
we do our job.
I know.
For no reason.
I know it.
You're going to have people like that throughout your life. You just got to let it go in one ear and right out the other.
I'm glad that the police officer is giving him a life lesson. I really am. I'm very happy about that. Something tells me, though, that the life lesson that he's about to learn maybe one that words can't really express. Let's find out.
And just realize that he's going to leave and be on his way, and you're going to still be here working. You know. So we'll let them get him loaded up and everything like that. Just do what you got to do, bro. I'll be in here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
You're cool. You're good to go, man. Thank you.
It started moments earlier in the drive-thru. Employees couldn't hear Cook through the speaker. He became agitated, began yelling, and was told to leave without being served. Instead, he parked and walked inside. A Dunkin employee who dealt with Cook at the drive-thru told officers the same story Pooh Holes did.
So basically, he was just being, outright rude when your card is going through. But he was just being
For what reason?
verbal. I asked him if he wanted iced or hot coffee. He instantly was like cold coffee. Confident. He was like, who the fuck likes cold coffee? I always get faster. Y'all always get it wrong. I'm like, fuck this, and we not here and identify you at the window.
So he got mad because you asked him if he wanted ice or hot coffee.
Yeah. Instantly awkward. He was already mad. Although it's not latte. Okay, gotcha. So instantly he was just,
Sure.
above level. So he was being very verbal. Didn't want to listen to what we were saying. So Cory was like, he got on the mic because I've only been here for like just 3 weeks.
Sure.
But I've had Dunkin experience, so
Well, that shouldn't be a normal reaction of somebody.
it shouldn't be a normal reaction. So he didn't want to. Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so yeah, he was being really verbal for absolute no reason. So Cory got on the mic because he's the veteran here, the more experienced veteran.
Sure.
So he took over the mic and was like, "Can you not talk to the customer employees like that?" And he didn't listen. So he said, "Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna take the order today. We're gonna politely ask you to leave." Came up here. We had a verbal like, "Can you leave? They're not gonna take the order." Type of thing right here. We were reassuring him that he could come again later. So then that's when he came up to the front and was right there.
So even after y'all asked him to leave,
He kept on coming.
he parked, and when you say up there, up at the front counter.
Yeah, he came to the car. So we knew Cory was gonna. So me and Cory went up there to wait and tell him to leave again. He didn't want to listen again, so we asked him to leave him multiple times, and that's when he called Cory the N-word, and it escalated from there.
I think it escalated long before there. However, there are multiple ways that could have been mitigated for this point. Leave, didn't leave. Leave, came up to the window. Leave, didn't leave. Came around to the storefront. Leave, didn't leave. Leave, didn't leave. Leave, didn't leave. 911, guy here don't want to leave. Please come make him leave. Bye. Click. Cops show up. He decides to fight a cop. Your hands clean. You already know he's aggravated. You know he's a POS. You established that for yourself. You don't like him. He don't like you. You got his order wrong or whatever bee was in his bonnet. It was stinging the living tar out of him. And the unfortunate reality is that Cory allowed it to get to him.
What did you see happen from there?
From what I seen is I heard him telling Cory told me to call the cops off rip. So I was calling the cops, I was calling my manager, I was calling everybody. And the dude, he kept on being violent, very rude. So
when you say violent, like physically violent,
no,
or
not
just verbally?
physically. I don't think he physically touched Cory, but mentally, trying to get into Cory's mind.
Sure.
Mess with him and around with his head. So then Cory, he was like, "Okay, we're gonna ask you one more time. We're gonna either, you're gonna leave or we're gonna call the cops." I was already calling the cops. So he didn't want to leave. He was like, there's a bunch of niggas, this, that, and third. Your nicknames. Cory was like, one more time, and he called him another nigga, and that's what happened. I was right here.
What happened? Yes,
I was
what
on the
happened?
phone with my manager and the police officers at that time. Oh wait, yeah, police officer at that time, and that's what happened.
So what happened after that? After he said that?
Cory punched him. He was on the floor, and I was on the phone.
Okay, and you were standing like
right around here. On the
okay,
phone.
okay. Is he? And Cory said he's a normally regular. He comes through
He
here.
comes here a lot, and he's very, like verbal. Like I guess he doesn't know how to, be respectful. So
normal people know how to be respectful. You choose not to be.
He wasn't being respectful.
I mean, it's
horrible. Yeah, so he does this a lot. I've had multiple times where I've had to go through it. He gets mad because we don't know his order. But we don't know your order because we cannot physically see your face.
Sure. Hello.
Now we're going to possibly get to see what actually happened. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to A, I got a thumb drive, or B, if we're able to get the video, can you email it? What's better for you?
I'll have it emailed to you.
Okay.
I'll have my loss prevention guy
Okay.
send it to you.
Let me go out and
Give me an email address.
yes, sir.
I'll call him now, as a matter of fact, to go ahead and get him to do it.
Okay.
Police requested the store's surveillance footage, and it told the exact story the two employees told. Instead of leaving the property as the employees requested, Vanel Cook parked his car and walked inside the store. Seeing this, Cory Pooh Holes, the on-duty manager, immediately told a coworker to call the police. Cook approached the service counter and continued arguing. Pooh Holes stayed on the opposite side, separated by a waist-high swinging door, and repeatedly told Cook to leave the store. During the confrontation, Cook used a racial slur, calling Pooh Holes the N-word. At that point, Pooh Holes stepped through the swinging door, moving closer, but keeping his hands at.
You see, therein lies the problem. There it is. You became the aggressor physically right then and there. You became the aggressor. In fact, you could have shouted out some other terms to him, back to him, but you already know he's unstable. He's in the wrong right off the rip. You call the cops. Just wait for the cops, brother. Just wait for the cops. You would have won because you wouldn't have to deal with him no more. You know what you could have done? Had him trespassed, and he would never be coming back to Dunkin Donuts again. I mean, he's not coming back to Dunkin Donuts again, but he will not come back physically to Dunkin Donuts by, trespassing, not by other means. You know what I'm saying? That I think they would have probably said, you know what? If he had reached across the counter and grabbed you and you decked him, they would have been like, that's self-defense. But now you because of, hey man, don't people listen. I'm telling you, emotions will mess you up. They'll mess you up.
At his sides, he warned Cook not to say the word again. Cook repeated the slur. In response, Pooh Holes threw a single punch to Cook's jaw. Cook fell backward, struck his head on the concrete floor, and lost consciousness. Pooh Holes then walked away as emergency services were already being called. The victim, Vanel Cook, was later revealed to be a registered sex offender with a long criminal history and
can't feel bad. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that, but I can say it. I'm gonna say it. You can't feel bad. What you want me to say? I can have two things can be true at the same time. He didn't have to hit the man for the reasons he hit the man. Let me put it like that. If he had hit him because he's a sex offender, that would have been different in my mind, but that wasn't the reason. You could have avoided this hit. However, I can't fault you for who you removed from the planet. Can I say that? I think I can say that.
Involving child exploitation. Prosecutors would later describe him as an unsympathetic victim, but legally, none of that justified the punch.
See? If he can, why can't I say it? I said pretty much the same. I pretty much said the same. You think? Listen to me. I will never cry over a pedophile losing privileges of breathing. Not gonna feel bad about that. Sorry. Hate me if you want. I'm not losing sleep, not losing breath. I ain't losing nothing. In fact, it'd be a little bit of a relief. But again, here's I'll justify. If he saw the man trying to get with a child, punched him, kudos, buddy. Heck, I'd help you pay bail. But in this case, words shouldn't have got you to that point, brother. Shouldn't have.
The officers eventually did what they had to do.
And it feels better in here.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're good. Yeah. They told me what happened. I feel for you 100% right now. What's happening at here is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. And I understand your anger and your level of frustration. That would be this too. And this is one of those things that there's one thing that's steering us right now. It's the level of this. It's in critical condition right now. It's not okay. He has brain swelling right now. He's unconscious. So I'm going to pray for you and for him that he recovers. He recovers. He's okay. This is not big deal. You hear what I'm saying? It's the level of injury. Had he not been this injured, there's a lot of things he could have done. Because, like I said, nobody here is okay with what that guy said. And none of us could care at all, you know? And he deserves to be put in his place for it. Because of how seriously he's injured, we have no choice. I want you to understand that. Everybody here agrees that what he done he was wrong. What he said he was wrong. That's what he couldn't tell me. Like I said, he's not going to. So I'm going to pray for you and for him that he recovers, that will hopefully go away. But for the time being, you're going to be charged 1 count of battery on an elderly male, which is over 65 years of age. You'll have a bond, so it's not going to be too high. If you're going to bond out tonight at some point. And then we'll just pray all of us. This guy recovers and everything will work itself out. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything you have that you want somebody to say here?
I'm his mom. That's fine. Mom, you want to step over here and we grab all this stuff?
Get that right.
Ma'am, do you want a bag? Ma'am, do you want a bag? I can give you a bag for all that. Yeah, I've got one in here, or if you got one, that's fine.
Like I say, he'll get a bond, hopefully as fast as possible so he can get out and be done with it. But I mean, I called the state attorney's office, I spoke to all of our supervision, and it's just unfortunate, you know. I wish the guy had a black eye so we could all say, hey, watch your mouth, you know, but he thinks it's bad. And it's one of those things that it's a really sad situation. Let them make it go best. The guy recovers.
I'm sorry. Corey, you have anything else on your list?
No, that's it. Took anything else.
That's for mom.
Okay, that's it?
Right here.
Yeah. That's it for the mom.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm wondering why I'm laughing. Okay. I'm trying to be a grown-up about this, but I'm sorry. I'm going to show you why I laugh so you don't think I'm just being stupid, but I am being. I understand it's a hard situation. And I commend the cops for how very, very, very caring they are for the young man. But I'm still trying to figure out why the cop that you're looking at did what I just saw him do. And if y'all don't laugh at it, then that means you're more mature than me. But brothers, I'm sorry. But when I show it to you, y'all might say I'm losing my mind. But here we go. Watch him carefully. Explaining it to the mom. Watch. Just watch.
I'm sorry. All right. Corey, do you have anything else on your?
No, that's it. Took everything else. So
That's for mom.
Okay, that's it.
Right here. Yeah.
So that's it for the topic.
Yes.
Look, listen, you don't got to describe you. There's no need for that at all, brother. None. Okay, I'm childish. I'm sorry, but I'm childish. How you gonna be describing it? You know what? I can't explain myself to y'all. I'm not gonna bother explaining myself to y'all. I thought just it struck me right off the rip as funny. And if I'm wrong, I apologize kinda to you. Internally, I'm still gonna laugh. Okay.
Yes.
Again, don't forget, pedophile. Okay, good.
Corey, you'll have a seat in my rover. Brother, what the detective was saying, we 100% agree. But when his head hit hard and everything, when they brought him out here, he was unconscious.
Yeah.
And then while he's up there, he's not doing good right now. He could get better, okay? So you go down, what's up, Mom? Mom can go down. Yeah, you do that, and I'll 10:35 you. Do they? Okay, that's fine. It's just a hope, brother, that it gets better.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that was not your intent.
It was not.
It wasn't. I know that. You told me that right off the bat, man. It would have been different if it would have progressed and there would have been more physical after that, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
But everything, when something happens, everything is taken that happens in the entire situation. You know what I'm saying? So him falling, him getting the injury, him being elderly, again, he could be in the hospital and be completely fine by tomorrow. Okay? But we'll tell Mom. Mom can come down and bond you out. It should be, I think, $1,000 bond or $100 to do a bondsman. She can come down and bond you out. And I'm sorry about this.
I'm sorry because I still think no matter what anybody thinks of me, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't. I agree with everybody. I shouldn't have done it.
Let me turn the air on for you. Let me talk to Mom real quick. Okay.
3 days later, on May 7th, 2021, Cook died from a skull fracture and brain contusions. Pooh Holes was rearrested and charged with aggravated manslaughter of an elderly adult, facing up to 30 years in prison. In March of 2022, prosecutors made a controversial decision. They reduced the charge to felony battery. Pooh Holes was sentenced to 2 years house arrest, 3 years probation, 200 hours community service, mandatory anger management, and no prison time.
I am 100% on board with that. No, I am. Y'all can say what you want. I'm on board with that. That is great. That is amazing. And I can tell you probably why. You want to know? You want me to tell you why I think they did that? They watched this footage of him admitting that what he did was wrong. They watched him cooperate. They watched him admit fault. They watched him be remorseful. They watched him wish. And they watched him, at least before anything else, take precautions to call the cops, try to de-escalate. They saw all that. Even in his irrational reaction to the word, they saw he tried. First time offense, no record. This, in all the cases I've ever seen, this is probably the best handling of justice I've seen in a while. 2 years house arrest? What? You home? Bruh.
3 years probation, 200 hours community service, mandatory anger management, and no prison time. Prosecutors cited key factors such as Pooh Holes' clean record, the victim's aggression and racial slurs, and uncertainty under Florida's stand your ground laws.
Hey.
One man's past made him an unsympathetic victim. The other's clean record spared him a prison cell. But in the end, a single punch thrown in anger ended a life.
Now listen here. Never do that. Okay, don't do it. This time the laws protected him. But in your case, you may not be so lucky, and you may not be able to get protected by any law. You may not encounter cops that are just as reasonable as the ones he encountered. You may not encounter prosecutions that would be willing to look at you and say, hey, don't do it. Don't do it. If somebody calls you a slur, a word, be cautious, okay? If they're aggressive, you take precautions to stay away from the situation. Don't go aggressively to them to match their energy. Don't do it. You stay level-headed. That way, if you stay level-headed and they do something, you can react. Kudos to the cops, kudos to the prosecution, and kudos to the young man for at least taking responsibility for what he did. In the long run, the earth is short, one pedophile and one aggressive individual and a racist. So I can't fully complain, but at the same time, he didn't know any of that about the man when he hit him. You don't know either. Anyway, what are your thoughts about this one? This one's a little bit more interesting than what we've encountered. And the outcome, in my opinion, was on point. Leave your comments below. Let me know how you feel about the outcome.
One wrong move, turn the present into the past. I don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favors, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true. If you foul, that show up too. No miss, no spin, no cover up hype. Everything judge and blame.